Well, I miss that, but you know, people say, you know, you play pool, you know, there are certain formulas and all that, but sometimes you just get it right and you just get it right. Sometimes it's just down to the talent. And my guest for today, he's here. You know, like I said earlier, he's a man of great talent, and I'm so happy to be able to meet him today. Dr. Ko, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I have met you before, but that was in a clinic and you were, you know, working. But now it's a bit, you know, we are unwinding, so it's great to share your stories. Let me just begin by saying this. To a lot of people, to a lot of Malaysians, especially a lot of KLites, if they had a skin problem, the first name that would come up to their minds, if they needed to see somebody to fix it, would be Dr. Ko, skin specialist. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel I've come a long way since I come back to Malaysia from UK in 1994, having spent 17 years there, studying, working up to specialist level. When I first started my clinic in Klang, I didn't expect I would be who I am today. I've really come a long way. From a very small clinic until now, we have more than 15 centers all over Malaysia. And I feel very happy about what I've achieved. I think one of the main reasons that enable us to grow so in such a big way is because we are constantly very innovative, looking into problems and do a lot of research and be different in our approach. So we have had over the years a lot of breakthroughs, and we are also very into technology. So we are normally one of the first one or the first one to have all the latest equipment, facilities for all sorts of skin treatment.
Well, we will talk about, you know, being innovative and, you know, having technology in your work and developing new ideas from there a bit later on. But let's just paint a picture for the people to see here. You know, everybody that comes on in person has done great deeds in their life, one way or another. And you have, like what you said earlier, you've got 15 centers right now. And let's just, from that one small clinic, you now have, let's go through the numbers. 15 centers, how many people working for you, how many doctors, and what's your annual number of patients that you see?
Okay, we have more than 150 staffs, and the numbers are increasing all the time until I give up counting.
Right.
And even right now, if you ask me how many doctors we have, I also can't tell you exactly, because same thing, the numbers are increasing all the time. And many doctors are keen to join us, because when they join us, they learn a lot. It's like a very good environment for them to grow. A very good stepping stone for them. Yeah.
Right, I see. So, and it's constantly changing, constantly developing.
Very rapidly, yeah, very rapidly.
Right, okay. So, do you have time to go to all these 15 centers now, or do you basically sit in an office and say, you go here, you go there, you do this? Or do you actually still, is there still the personal Dr. Ko touch?
Well, I myself is mainly in Klang, the headquarters. And the other 15 centers are sort of autopilot. You know, our headquarters is a very good training ground for all the doctors. They join us, we teach them, they learn a lot of things, and even our therapists as well. And after they have known enough, they will go to the centers and manage it. And we have a very relaxed approach. Let them be innovative, do whatever they feel is best.
How does that work, a relaxed approach? I mean, you know, we are in the age where television tells us what doctor's life is all about, and there's no relaxed approach. It's very regimented. It's a doctor's job is a doctor's job. So how does that work?
Well, I feel in aesthetic field we have to be relaxed, innovative. When one is relaxed, when one is not working under pressure, they tend to be more creative, more innovative. That's what I want, because I feel aesthetic is an art. You know, how to make someone beautiful. If you see different doctors, they will all have their their ways, different ways, because it's an art. And I want my staff, my doctors, to be really creative. Yeah, not just robotic, follow textbook style.
So it is as organic as the human form itself. That you sculpt it in such a way. Now, talking about sculpting, of course, you talk about aesthetics. You talk about altering how a person looks via medical surgery, by another person even. A lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, I've got my problem solved," but the other half of the world is going to say, "Oh no, you can't do that." What's your view on that?
Well, I feel actually appearance is very important in modern life. Someone who look good, look beautiful, look healthy will have a very positive image and impact on people around them. In fact, there was a study in U.S. A few years ago that found that men who look at beautiful ladies, their heart rate will slow down, their blood pressure will go lower, and their risk of heart attacks, strokes, all become lower. It just shows actually beauty does have a very positive
therapeutic effect.
Yeah, therapeutic effect on our brain. It seems like looking at a beautiful scenery. It's so soothing.
Okay, I know if you look at a beautiful scenery, then yes, maybe your heart rate was supposed to go down. But I think you're supposed to look at a beautiful girl. I think your heart rate will go up, right? No, that's how I imagine it to be. I guess I'm wrong then.
Well, it depends on how you think about the girl. If you just strictly from beauty point of view, I think it can have a very soothing effect on your mind, on your body.
Right, I see. Okay, well, we have to go for a short break right now, Dr. Ko. But you see, I actually managed to make Dr. Ko blush. I mean, he's a doctor and we're talking about this and he can go like that. Okay, stay with us on In Person. We have more questions, especially about the journey that Dr. Ko has had so far, so stay with us. Okay, we're back on In Person, and I think it's just about the right time for me to invite Dr. Ko for a sit, and we can talk about the things that have passed. Dr. Ko, I have a cousin studying to be a doctor, and I know that it's going to be years until she finishes her studies, and studying to be a doctor is something that is very time consuming and it takes a very long time and effort. So tell us about the journey that you've had from when you first started your doctor's degree to where you are right now. Let me begin by asking, have you always wanted to be a person doing aesthetics, a person doing skin?
Not really. When I was a medical student, I always wanted to be a cardiologist.
A cardiologist? Okay.
Yes, someone who deals with heart disease and so on. Then I started working in general medicine, and my good friend was a professor in cardiology from Hong Kong. He was with me in UK at that time, and he looked at my character and said, "I think you better be a dermatologist." He feels that will suit me better than cardiology. So I took up his advice, and I have had no regrets since.
Well, I'm sure.
And in fact, I met him. He came and visited me 30 years later, and I told him, "Your one word changed my whole life." Yeah, and I've never looked back since.
And this friend of yours is still practicing?
He's still a professor in Hong Kong in cardiology.
Yeah. Right, I see. Yeah. And now that's the story, to share with us.
It is so amazing. Someone's word, just one word, changed the whole course of my life, my family's life, and everybody around me. We have so many staffs, and because I am in dermatology now, they are working for me and all the doctors. So in fact, his word had changed, I would say, thousands of lives. If you multiply by the family members and,
of course,
and everyone involved, it's quite amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's from very serious medicine in cardiology to something dermatology, aesthetics, something lighthearted. It's completely opposite.
Now that's interesting. Tell me more about this. Now you think that cardiology is serious and dermatology and aesthetics, what you're doing right now, is lighter.
Lighthearted, yeah. Beauty, arts, and all that. Whereas cardiology is life and death. When someone's heart stops, you have to revive them, and if not, within a few minutes, the brain will be dead, and so it's actually very stressful. But whereas dermatology is so slow and soft, it's very different. Yeah.
Right. And what were some of the things that you have learnt from there? I mean, not professional practices, not about medicine itself, but some of the personality and the traits that you have brought from your years there to your practice now.
Well,
working attitudes.
I find the people there are generally nice, very polite, kind, and considerate. And even like traffic, driving car, they will stop and give way. The first time I was in UK, I was shocked when at the zebra line, the car actually stopped and asked me to go, and this wouldn't happen in Malaysia.
Wow,
even driving, people will signal and say give way. Here it's like everybody try to, not to give way, try not to. It's very different, and I feel that has influenced me a lot to be nice, considerate, soft, and so on. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. And what were the things that you first thought of when you first came back to Malaysia after spending so many years in Europe?
Well, I thought I would be just working as a dermatologist, pure dermatology, simple life in Klang. But I find the demand is there for people to come to me and say, Doctor, what can you do for my pigmentation, for my scarring, for my wrinkles, for my sagging skin, and so on. I find people in this part of the world are more conscious of beauty than the Europeans, the white people. If they have freckles, they are quite proud. Wow, healthy skin.
I want freckles.
Here it's different. Here it's completely the other way around. They don't want to have any blemishes on their face. They want to look good and so on. So I began to try to do my best for them, because at that time I found they didn't have many places to turn to apart from beauticians, which they find the treatment are not that satisfactory. So I try my best, and I have to do a lot of research myself. Even in formulations of the creams, I find the existing cream were not satisfactory. I have to do a lot of work, and we managed to have a lot of breakthroughs that give really good results. And because of that, we have grown rapidly over the years.
And these are homegrown Dr. Ko's special remedies, yeah?
I like to do a lot of concoctions or variations to the creams to bring out the best in everyone's skin.
What keeps you going on a daily basis to get up to go to work and see your patients? What is your motivation?
Well, the motivation is when customer come back to me saying, Doctor, thank you, I look so much better now, I have more confidence of myself now. Or Doctor, after I've done this and that, now I've saved my marriage. We have cases like that, they save their marriage because the pigmentation all gone, they look good, their body looks good, and it does help with relationship, with their jobs. I have insurance agents who come back and say, Doctor, now I managed to close a lot of sales. When I talk to people, people look at me, and I feel I'm more persuasive now, more convincing.
And these
now.
are real stories.
Yeah, these are real stories. It has changed their life, and they feel it is a worthwhile investment. They spend a little bit of money to look good, and in return, they get back a lot. And these are so fulfilling for me. It kept me going. I'm 50 now. I still love my job very much.
You don't look 50. Well, I guess you're a skin specialist, so you have the concoctions to keep you looking young.
Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
And one final note before we go for another break. You mentioned your customers. A lot of doctors that I meet would always refer to the people that see them as your patients, their patients, but you see them as customers. Is there a difference?
Yeah, well, because they are not sick people. They just want to look good, look beautiful. They are healthy people. So I don't use the word patient, because patient means they're ill, they have got something wrong with them.
Right.
Yeah, I prefer to use customer.
So
or
it
clients.
goes all the way down to how we think about it and how we approach it, yeah?
Yeah.
In our mind. Okay, we have to go for another short break right now. But when we come back, earlier you mentioned you're always innovative and always looking at new technology. We want to talk about that.
Okay.
What is new? So this is a real nip and tuck happening here on In Person. Stay with us. Hey guys, nice to see you again. Okay, now this is the time where we ask the secrets of the trade. This is where we really go into nip and tuck to see what's new. Earlier, Dr. Ko mentioned that as a practice and as a person even, you like to keep abreast of things ahead, be it in terms of method and also in terms of technology. So what's new? Are you going to tell me now that there is a pill that I can take that you have concocted? If I eat it, an hour later after lunch, I'm going to be like really buff.
Okay, well, well, there have been a lot of new things over the recent years. One of the most amazing new thing I've come across is something called Coolsculpting.
Okay.
Coolsculpting involves the use of a device delivering cold temperature to slim down the body wherever you want to. It started.
So it localizes where you want to attack the fat cells.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right. Yes, it was discovered by doctors in U.S. Who noticed that children who like to eat ice cream lollipops have sunken cheeks. Then they decided, why not we use this method to slim down the body, and it was done by research in Massachusetts General Hospital, and they managed to come up with a machine that can do that. Very simple, using a device that you apply over wherever you like to slim down for about 1 hour. At a temperature of 4 to 6 degrees C.
4 degrees Celsius, so that's why it's Coolsculpting. It's literally cold.
Yeah, it's not painful. Yeah, and about 3 weeks later, the fat cell begin to die, and you begin to slim down. By 2 months later onward, most people will slim down about 20%. 20%. The fat cell died. 20%.
By going through this 1 hour treatment.
Yeah, per part.
And it's non-invasive because it's literally you put it on your skin and not in it. So this is not nip and tuck. This is just tuck. No nipping involved.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And if the philosophy is as simple as that, just apply cold, why can't we just, take an ice pack and put it on you?
Well, this is the device is much more scientific. It actually sucks the skin into the applicator and deliver the precise temperature of 4 to 6 degree alternating, and they find this gives the best results. Yeah.
So this is one of the new advancements that you have introduced here.
Yes.
And what's the reception been so far?
Well, it has taken the whole world by storm. Very, very popular in U.S., Singapore, Japan, Australia, and so on. Everywhere is popular. Even Malaysia is catching up. It's just we need more awareness. We need people to know that there is such method of slimming. Yeah.
Right, I see. And for Malaysians itself, I mean, I'm sure you know the kinds of people that come and seek treatment from you. The reception in Malaysia has been very good as well?
Well, so far those who have tried it, they like it. And in fact, a number of them have liked it so much that they repeated the treatment, because every time you do it, you slim down by about 20%.
Right.
Yeah.
You do it 5 times and you disappear?
Well, you should get really good results, yes.
And Clearly this is something that Malaysians would probably look favorably into. I mean, Malaysians, we like to eat, and
Yeah,
this is a
our
nation
food
where
is good,
our
yeah.
food is good,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
here's a solution that is non-invasive. Are there any misconceptions? I mean, cool sculpting aside, are there any misconceptions about aesthetics, the industry of aesthetics medicine, that you would like to dispel? People think that nip and tuck is bad. Some people. So,
well, nip and tuck actually can prolong your life. You know, actually, if it's done by an experienced doctors with good facilities, done properly, it helps to reduce the burden on your body. Say if you carry a lot of weight, there's a lot of burden on your heart and so on.
Yeah.
If you manage to get rid of all these burdens, you prolong your life. You know, the risk of having heart attack and so on will be much reduced.
Right, I
Yeah.
see. And you clearly have this in the bag. I mean, you've done this for quite some time. And with the latest technological advancements, Ko Skin Specialist seems to be moving forward. But on a personal level, what would you say would be the next challenges for you, and what are your ultimate aims? At 50, you don't look 50. So
thank you,
everlasting
thank you.
youth is not a problem already right now. So what next?
Well, my dream is, my motto is everyone can be beautiful. And being beautiful, looking good, actually is good for yourself, your self-esteem, and actually good for people around you. They feel good also, you know. Even say as children, if we see our parents look good, look young, we feel good too. So my dream is that everyone can look beautiful, and that the treatment is accessible everywhere in Malaysia, is easily affordable to everyone.
And before we part ways, you mentioned families would also appreciate their parents looking good. Yeah, your own family. How many kids do you have?
Well, I have 2 kids. Yeah.
You have 2 kids, and
yeah.
any of them showing signs of going into the same industry with you just yet?
Well, my son is
Unless
studying medicine now. He hasn't specialized into any specialty yet. I will leave it to him. I don't want to force him, because I believe whatever you do, you must have passion.
Sure.
You must love your job. So I told him, whatever you like, go ahead and do it. I don't force him. And same thing, my daughter, she loves medicine, loves science, and I wouldn't pressurize her. I'll leave it to her. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if you had that talk to your son about how cardiology is life and death, dermatology is slightly lighter, I'm sure they'll see the virtues of that. Any final words before we part ways?
Well, my final word is to all the Malaysians is beauty does matter. Beauty does matter. Certainly no harm in looking beautiful, looking young, looking good, face-wise, body-wise. And if you can afford it and have the time, go for it. It's not that expensive. Yeah.
I think, looking at what we have right now, I think that is quite true. Affordability is already there. Well, Dr. Ko, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to actually finally meet the man whose name is on all those posters that you see going down the LDP, going down, you can see it. And now he's told you about what's new and how things are achievable. Not costing so much money. You've been with me, Sir Freddy Norma, and I've been with Dr. Ko, dermatologist and aesthetics extraordinaire, if we can call it that. You've been watching in person, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.